Hello and welcome to this episode of Microchips, and today we're having a look at a couple of radios that didn't make their own video, unfortunately, because they just weren't that interesting. So we've just made them into one nice video. But before we start, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, join Facebook, join Patreon, buy me a coffee, have a look at my website microchips.net, and let's get started. So as you may have seen there, we have an Alba CBH2 handheld, which I got off eBay thinking there was something wrong with it, and it arrived in a box with all its bits in it, which I was quite surprised. So there's the information from the side. As you can see, we have a box there, and I'm sure that was an Argos sticker on there. So there it is in this box. So let's take the radio out of its box and have a look at what we've got. So surprisingly, this is in really good condition. And we've even got the original booklet that comes with it, with its original schematic diagram, which I have done a scan of, because all the schematics I've found for this model of radio have all been really poor. So it's nice to have one that's actually readable. So there's the booklet for the radio. Like I say, it's nice to have the original booklet with it. So yeah, I just wonder if there's anything actually seriously wrong with the radio itself. So let's have a look at the actual handheld, and we've even got its original registration card with it. Very nice. Alba Electronics. Yep. Okay. Wonder how many people actually sent that in when they bought theirs. So here's the actual handheld itself. Now it has been used, as you can see. The case is a bit damaged there. That's a bit of a shame. Needs a little bit of a clean. But we actually take the radio out of its case and it's not too bad at all. Not too bad. A little bit of a loose top. Just needs a little bit of double-sided tape on there just to hold that in place. And a little bit of a clean. And it'll look as good as new. Now let's have a look inside the all-important battery compartment to see if there's any horrors in there. And surprisingly, there is a little bit of corrosion, but nothing too bad, to be honest. So a little bit of vinegar and a clean up should sort that out quite nicely. Just a little bit of corrosion on a couple of the contacts, not a problem. Is the aerial actually complete? Well, it feels like it's complete. It's not coming away, it's not bent. Okay. Yep, antenna looks good. A little bit of wear and tear on that front speaker grill. I'm sure I'll find some grey paint in the future just to touch that up. Now let's have a look inside. See if there's any horror stories inside, like any reverse polarity that blows these things to pieces, as we have had on previous handhelds. And on first inspection, everything looks pretty much untouched in there. No blown capacitors, no regulators with the tops blown off. Okay, let's see if it actually powers up. So I've got it connected to my bench power supply. We'll power it up and see what happens. And there we have it. It comes on. Yeah, everything looks good. We get a movement on the meter, but we all know that's not RF, that's battery level. Even though it does say RF power, that's fake, that's battery level. So it's receiving. Yep, not a problem. Does it actually transmit? Yep, transmits. It's a little bit off, but not too far out. A little bit of an adjustment brings that back into line. There we have it. So let's clean up these contacts. So I've got a little bit of vinegar on a cotton bud. And we'll just get rid of this corrosion, neutralize any nastiness that's on there. And that should do it. You can see the corrosion's actually ate into the metal a little bit. But on the big scheme of things, I don't think this is too bad, considering some of the ones that I've seen in the past. So yeah, a few minutes with a cotton bud and a bit of vinegar cleans those up nicely and gets rid of all the leaked battery goop. And they all seem intact and complete. Okay, fantastic. And that's all that was needed for this radio. Giving it a little bit of a clean up with some foam cleaner. And there we have it. I was actually hoping there'd be a fault with this radio, but there wasn't. So I'll pop it back in its box. And we'll move along to the next radio. So here we have a NATO 40 FM that I got as a job lot of radios. Let's see if there's anything wrong with this one. Now, even though it's got a CB2781 sticker on it, I don't know if they got away with that, because it's actually 3 bands, and it's FM and AM. So yeah, let's have a look inside, see what it's all about. So we'll lift the lid off, and we're greeted with what looks like the standard Midland type of board in there. And it looks complete. Got an LC7120 by the looks of it. 2078 on the output. That looks like the FM board. We have this other board as well, and I can see a lot of crystals and a lot of adjustments on there. And a hole in the board there. I wonder why that was put there. But it looks okay. And looking at that board, we can see a lot of crystals and a lot of adjustments. So it's actually got a 5-pin mic on this, and you can see we have US 1 to 40, US plus 40, and UK 1 to 40 with its CB2781 sticker. I'm sure that didn't fool anybody. Lifting up this little subboard, we can see we've got a lot of crystals. Now, I don't have a service manual for this, so I'm not going to be touching any of those. Let's fire it up and see what happens. So, radio comes on. We have no sound, but I'm sure just plugging the microphone in will sort that out for us. Yes, we have some sort of sound. So, let's carry on with it. So we have transmit. That's a good start. So I've got my frequency counter hooked up to the antenna. And it's not too far out, to be honest. So that's the UK 40. And obviously that's the high band, and that's the mid band. Considering it's only AM FM, doesn't really matter that it's out that tiny little bit. But not bad for a 40-odd-year-old radio. So we're just going to have a look at the FM demodulator, make sure that is working correctly. So that's fine. Injecting a 1K signal through the RF and trying to peak that sine wave up. And we'll have a look at the RX sensitivity whilst we're at it, because, you know, everybody likes a nice synad reading. And it's not too bad, to be honest. It's not too bad at all. Move it down onto mid-band, see how the RX is down there, and yeah, it's not too bad at all. It's actually got quite good ears on it for a Midland board. I'm sure they were manufactured by somebody else. It does help when all the meters don't start sliding everywhere. So there's channel 1 UK 40. Yeah, receive on this is absolutely fine. So let's give it a clean up. Now, to get the front off this will be an absolute pain. So just giving it a clean up with some foam cleaner. And it sounds really well. FM and AM sound absolutely fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, AM sounds really good on this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Sounds like we've got a little bit of a dirty microphone. 1, 2, 3, 1. So we'll sort that out. 1, 2. It receives nicely as well. Good audio on the receive. yeah, I don't think we need to go any further with this. So everything's working as expected. Just have a look at the RF power. We've got 4 watts. Can't expect any more out of this, but yeah, absolutely fine. So there we have this NATO FM. Or should we say NATO 40 FM, I think it was. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this short video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, join Facebook, join Patreon, buy me a coffee, have a look at my website, microchips.net. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.